Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss electric current and direction of electric current. So in this lesson we will discuss why we have considered the conventional current direction along the positive flowing of charge. So first we will discuss electric current and then we will discuss the electric direction. We know that the gas molecule are randomly motion inside the gas container. Suppose we have considered a gas container. Inside the gas container, the gas molecule are moving in random way. Due to this random way, similarly in metallic conductor, free electrons, that is charges, are in random motion. Inside the metal there is also the charge which are moving in random motion, that is in zigzag motion. So the charge which are not moving in particular direction, they are moving in random direction. So the algebraic sum of the current is 0. So we will not observe the current, and algebraic sum of the current, that is 0, or that is very small, that is in the order of microampere. So here what will happen? So the electron inside the metal, they are moving in random direction, and due to this random direction or zigzag manner, the algebraic sum of the current we have observed 0. If when we connect the battery across the conductor, here we have connected the battery across the conductor, and due to connecting the battery, the electric field is set up, and due to that electric field, the force is experienced by the free electrons, and due to that force, due to that electric field, the electrons is moving in certain direction. So when we connect the battery across the conductor, due to the battery, electric field is maintained within the conductor, and due to this electric field, the free charges experience a force in certain direction. So free charges experience a force in certain direction, and this resultant motion in particular direction. So all the electrons are moving in particular direction rather than random direction. So as in gas or as in conductor, without connecting the battery, they are moving in random direction. So connecting the battery, they are moving in certain or particular direction rather than random direction, and that's why we have observed the current inside the conductor. So here what will happen? The electrons which are moving in particular direction, and they are moving to the positive charge, and from negative charge they are moving in this way. So conventional current direction we have considered opposite to the flow of electrons. So what is the current? The time rate of flow of electric charge through any cross section is called as current. That is the flow of charges through particular direction rather than random direction. So that is called as charge. So here what will happen? Suppose here we have considered a cross section area. In this cross section area, we have passing this is the charge, that is the del q, and in time interval del t, these charges are passing through or crossing through this cross section area. So average electrons are moving, that is average charge, that is equal to del q upon del t. So average current is del q upon del t. Now the instantaneous current is that I is equal to limit del t tends to 0 del q upon del t, that is equal to instantaneous current, that is dq upon dt. So we will get the instantaneous current. So what is the ampere? So ampere is the unit of current. So 1 ampere, that is equal to 1 coulomb divided by 1 second. So we can say that in 1 ampere is equal to the 6.15 into 10 to the power 18 electrons per second. If the 6.15 into 10 to the power 18 electrons passing in 1 second, so that is equal to the 1 ampere. So here we have consider one conductor. So this is the one end and this is the another end. So 6.15 into 10 to the power 18 electrons enters in 1 second in one end, enters in 1 second in one end, and also leaving from other end. So same amount of electrons are leaving on other end in 1 second. So that is called as 1 ampere. That is called as 1 ampere. So due to this reason, conductor remain uncharged. Due to this reason, the conductor remain uncharged. Means that so whatever the electrons are coming from one end, that much electron are leaving on other end in same interval of time. So that's why the conductor remains uncharged. But in insulator or dielectric material, they have capacity to store the electric charge. So whatever the charge coming in one end, they are not leaving in other end, so they get charged. So we can say that the insulating or dielectric metal get charged, but conductor remains uncharged. So the number of electrons entering and leaving on the both side of conductor is same in same interval of time. So here we have considered a cross section, small cross section area. Here we have considered the large cross section area. So here what will happen? Suppose we have passing the water. Suppose we have considered as like a water passing from this side. Suppose 1 liter water is passing in 1 second. So from other end 1 liter water will come in 1 second. But here is the one difference is that so here the water is coming fastly flow, and here the water is flowing slowly. So that's why whatever the water is coming from one end, that is leaving in other end in same interval of time, just there is difference only the flow, faster or slow. As like in a water, the charges flow faster if the cross section area is small. If the cross section area is small, in the conductor has small cross section area, so electrons are moving faster, and slower when the conductor has large cross section area. So direction of current, generally we will consider that the free charges, the direction of free charges, that is the direction of current. But in liquid, semiconductor, gas, both the positive charge and negative charge are in motion in opposite direction. So in gas or liquid, both the positively charged particles and negatively charged particle are moving in opposite direction. Similarly in semiconductor, both positively charged hole and negatively charged electron are moving or move in opposite direction. In discharge tube containing the atomic gas, both positive ions and negatively charged electrons are moving in opposite direction. But in metallic conductor, what will happen? In gas, liquid, semiconductor or discharge tube, positive as well as negative charge are moving in opposite direction. But in metallic conductor, positive charge cannot move, but only free electrons are move in metallic conductor. So we can say that in metallic conductor only the free electrons are move, but positively ions are remain same. So here what will happen? Here we have connected the conductor across the battery. So here what will happen? The electrons are moving, but this positively charge remain there. So we can say that the only free electrons are moving inside the conductor. So we can say that the conventional current direction is considered in opposite direction to the direction of flow of electrons. So conventional current direction we have considered opposite to the direction of flow of electrons, or that is the direction is along which the positive charge will move. So inside the metallic conductor, we will consider the opposite to the flow of electron, that is the conventional current direction. And in liquid, gas, semiconductor, discharge tube, we will consider the motion of positive charge. Along that direction, we will consider the direction of conventional current. So current direction in semiconductor. So there are two types of semiconductor, intrinsic and extrinsic. So in extrinsic semiconductor, there are two types. One is p-type semiconductor and another is the n-type semiconductor. In p-type semiconductor, there is the positive charge carrier is the majority charge carrier, and in n-type semiconductor, negative charge are majority charge carrier and positive charge are minor carrier. Majority charge carrier are electrons in n-type, and in p-type, holes are majority charge carriers. So as like in water, the charge flow faster in a conductor, has small cross section area, and slower when the conductor has large cross section area. Already we have seen this. So current is scalar quantity. So current is scalar quantity. So here what will happen? Current is scalar quantity. Suppose for example from this side, so this current is scalar quantity because suppose we have considered the wire. In this wire the current is flowing in this direction, that current is, that is I1, that I1 is equal to suppose 2 ampere, and from the another wire current is flowing in this direction, that is I2, that current is 3 ampere, and this two wire we have connected to the one wire, and this is the our current I. So resultant current I, that is equal to I1, that is I1 plus I2. So resultant current is 2 ampere plus 3 ampere, that is equal to 5 ampere. So which do not obey the parallelographic law of parallelogram of force. So whatever the direction we have considered, the angle we have considered between them. So this is the scalar quantity. So current is scalar quantity. If you like this lesson, please like, comments and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching this video till to end. Thank you.